Hey, welcome everybody to Star Wars Debate Club with Nickel City X-Wing. I am your host, Greg, and we've got two big competitors with us tonight. Here's how this is going to go down. I have prepared 9 of the hottest, most burning Star Wars questions in all of Star Wars. We're going to say Star Wars a lot here. Listen, I'm not good at this. And each contestant is going to get 3 minutes to debate their point of view and then a 1-minute rebuttal. At the end, you guys and myself will decide who wins that point. First one, well, the person who ends up with the most points wins. GG's. I demand that Zimitique wins due to the best wing background. Too easy. So let's bring in your competitors now. Fighting for the red corner. Well, I guess just the red. He's red. Give it up for Cold Hard Facts, everybody. Introduce yourself, buddy.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Cold Hard Facts. My name's Cold Facts. You know me mostly as a guy who really likes B-Wings. So Max is really going after my heart here. It's going to be hard not to just straight out concede on this one. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Please don't straight out concede. That would be bad for the show. But if you haven't, give Cold Hard Facts a follow on Twitch. He's being modest. He streams. Ooh, I like how that just covers up my face. That is bad planning on my part. All right, and his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from France. It's Max Zimitique.
Hello, it's me. I'm Max. Just a French player there hanging around. I'm planning to win this, and I'm not alone because I bring my baguette with me, and I'm trying to brandish it every time I hear an outrageous argument. So be careful.
Oh,
it's right there.
All right, Max prop. Colfax, did you bring props? Colfax, you are muted.
You're muted.
Oh, there it is. I don't think I need a prop outside of my beautiful face. So,
all right. Confidence is good.
And by the way, Rogue One, best movie.
That's fair. That's pretty good.
Good. I love it when they agree with each other right off the bat. That is great for business. We're going to hop into our first question here as soon as I can export it. That's right. I have to export a fresh overlay each time I want to update the question. That's called Streamline, baby. There we go. First question, and we're going to start with Colfax. If Star Wars was released today, would anyone care? Your 3 minutes starts now.
If Star Wars was released today, would anyone care? I mean, like, yeah, it can go either way, but like, it's very obvious. Like, yeah, people are gonna care. Like even the technology of like even just the original release, like, it's impressive. Like, it might not hold up against a lot of today's stuff, but it's great. Like, some people like are gonna love it. Like, it might be niche for a lot of people who are just like, oh yeah, we've seen that before. That's cool, whatever. But I think definitely that a lot of people are going to care. Like, even if it gets past that niche part, like, it might start out slow and then just like become a cult classic thing. So it's, yeah, they're going to care. Like, easy, 100%.
Right.
Let's.
You think they'd care more if it was like updated graphics?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. At least with that first part, it's definitely like the original release, and we can move forward to like the special release. Like, more people are going to care. I think each time that it kind of gets updated, like, more and more people are going to care about it, are going to enjoy it, are going to look forward to it, and it's going to pop even more, which like each more stuff with it. Because like, holy crap, when he updated it, he had a lot of stuff.
Could it compete with Marvel?
Could it compete with Marvel? Are we just talking New Hope? Like, just like straight out New Hope, like,
yeah, a New Hope comes out. Can it compete with a Marvel movie?
Yeah, I think it could. The writing's there. Like, Marvel, let's be honest, Marvel has released the same movie like 16 times. Come on. We're tired of it. We want something new. We want something fresh. We'll get Star Wars. And it's gonna be quality. Everyone's gonna fucking love it. It's gonna be great. Boom. Out of the park.
All right. There you go. Zimatique, I'm assuming you're taking the no position, considering we coordinated all this beforehand. So your 3 minutes starts now.
All right, I can't believe what I'm hearing there because I think we need a little history background there. That movie came out in 1977. It was like, it's 60 years ago now, or 50 or something. I don't know, I'm bad at math. But the point is, it's so old that doing it again today is just not gonna work. No one would care about it. It was released tomorrow in theaters. First of all, the scenario is really basic. It's like the most basic ever. It's the hero's journey, and it's the basic backbone of storyline since ever, books, you name it. So yeah, there is really no tricks there. And when you search, the funny thing is when you search hero's journey, Star Wars is literally the first example there. And after that, yeah, the filmmaking is nothing out of the ordinary. Like you have no tricks. George Lucas is not known for his extravaganzas. He's just really academic. His style is so it's just shot, reverse shot, large shot, nothing impressive really. So he just had luck that the movie did great in the first place. After that, if it was released today, Star Wars was a really low budget film. It was like 11 million. And do you know what is competing with today? Like blockbusters flooding the market with a budget like 200 millions and effects everywhere. Our little Star Wars budget movie releasing is gonna compete with that. No. If it would be released around these days, it's just gonna be trashed like it's a low budget things with bad graphics and a basic storyline. So no, I'm not following you there.
All right. Compelling arguments. Low budget. Sub Hedgehog, thank you so much for the resub. We are going to open the polls right before we do our rebuttals.
Strong words, Max.
Strong words. All right. Poll
I did my work.
Yeah, I saw you looking at the notes. Look at you go, buddy.
I did my homework.
All right. Poll is up. Who do you think won? Colfax, you get a minute to respond to the fact that Zimatique says if it was released now, it would be a low-budget piece of shit from an uncreative director. Well, your response starts now.
All right. Low budget, sure, it might be low budget. That's fine. A low budget film doesn't make it bad. Like, there's been tons of films that like they've scraped by and it's been killer. The whole point about like, yeah, it's the hero's journey, it's been done to death. The reason it's been done to death, it's great. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep using that. Keep pumping it out. It works perfect. And besides, I don't even have to argue that everyone will love it. It's will anybody care? Yeah, would anyone care today? I just have to prove that.
Don't semantic me to death. Don't do that.
No, I do think a lot of people wouldn't care. But like, yeah, of course it's been like done before. And that's why it's good. But it keeps adding this new spin to it that a lot of things haven't quite had before. So it's basically it's an oldie but goodie, and it would still hold on today.
Right, time. Max, your response to people would still care about Star Wars because it's the classic story that we've heard a million times and still love to this day. Your minute starts now.
All right. Do you know how many times George Lucas tried to apply the same recipe to that Star Wars and did nothing? It happened twice. He did 2 more movies, exactly the same storyline, but just not the space tech stuff, and it just crashed. Nothing happened. It was terrible. So if you believe that now with like kind of updated graphics or things like that is gonna work, I'm not so sure. Just look at the sequel movies. It's like same storyline but updated graphics, but it's not working at all. Nobody wants it. So I mean, yeah, it's not gonna work.
All right. Well, compelling arguments, both of you. Colfax tried to make it into a semantic thing. Would any one person care? And I suppose they would, but for that, and going with the votes from the chat, I'm giving this point to Zimatique. No one would give a shit. Everyone would be like, what is this low-budget stupidity? They are ripping off Marvel in the worst way. That is exactly what they would say. We're going to move on to question 2 as soon as I can type it. Look at you, Colfax, trying to game this already. Didn't even wait for the first one to end. You're like, you know what? I gotta throw up my Hail Marys early.
Is that best you got?
You got to scrabble for every point.
All right, we're gonna start with Zimatique on this one. Question number 2: is Star Wars science fiction or is it science fantasy? Because I keep hearing people being like, Star Wars isn't science fiction, it's fantasy. And I've heard people say it the other way. So I want to settle this right now. Zimatique, your 3 minutes starts now.
All right. You know what Star Wars is definitely not? I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not a science fiction movie. Because I don't know if you have ever noticed, but science in Star Wars doesn't make any sense. Like, there is sounds in space. There is how does the gravity works on ships? Sometimes they fly, sometimes they walk on the ground. We don't know. You should know this, Colfax. You're playing Squadron. Oh, ships can fly like World War II warplanes, but in space. That doesn't make any sense. And I mean, you could try also explaining to me how lightsaber works with words that make sense, like not magical stuff, because me, I don't know. But what I surely know is that Star Wars checks every single thing on the fantasy section, and I'm gonna read them for you. So first of all, we have a rich and diverse background and world building. Yeah, that's true. We have an enormous universe with lots of expansion. We have movies, comics, everything we can explore. And yeah, great world. After that, we had Manichaeism. I read that one and I said, yeah, that's definitely Star Wars. There is the good, there is the bad, and there is nothing else. So that checks out too. Magic. Yeah, there is magic. Do you know Jedi? They're just space wizards with a weird religion. They are not like tech stuff or like super intelligent things doing science. No, just space wizards. You have also a chosen one. Yeah, easy. Luke, Anakin, the chosen one. And after that, we have a quest to save the world. Yeah, classic fantasy stuff. And moreover, we have moral values, lot of characters, part of the world building, and definitely the ambience, the atmosphere of fantasy thing. Like, yeah. So no, definitely fantasy and not science fiction.
Right. Going hard. A mission to save the world. Tell that to Alderaan. Am I right, everybody? Oh, yeah, they're dead. Colfax. Star Wars science fiction or fantasy? Your 3 minutes starts now.
It's science fiction or come on. They got spaceships. They got like all this fancy technology. You know what glass is? It's transparent steel. Like, come on, you can't have that in fantasy. They got flimsy plast for paper. They got what is it? Duracrete, plasteel. All this. It's all science fiction. They got hyperspace. They slip out of real space into hyperspace. I don't even know what it's called. But the thing is, like, it's all science fiction. Like, there's so much like science. It might be pseudoscience behind it, but like the thing you have to remember about it is like, once technology gets so advanced, we can't perceive it like other than like, ooh, we think it's magic. But like that just means it's like it's this insanely advanced technology. Like they got lasers, which aren't even lasers. It's been explained. It's superheated Tabana gas that gets bolted out and shot at you. That's right. It's explained. It's not even fancy. Oh, it's the Force. Yeah. And you know what? We'll get to the Force. I'll bring up something controversial. They can quantify it through the midichlorians. That's right. There's science behind the Force. I'm taking the midichlorian backing. That's right. 100%. It's quantifiable. They can figure it out. There's like, wow, let's do a blood test. Science, I'll have you know. It's like, boop, boom. Look at all those midichlorians has. Like, wow, he's the most powerful Force user. Whew. Chalk that one down for scientific theory. Like, they got space, like, I mean, I've already gone over it all, but just like, it's 100% science fiction. There's just so much to it.
All right. There it is. Let's get this poll open. Very controversial use of the M word. Sometimes I actually think Star Wars fans are more offended by the M word than the N word, which is not how you want it to be.
Yeah. Fans are pretty worse than sometimes.
Yeah. All right. The poll is open. Who do you think won? Max, you get a minute rebuttal to Colfax's science fiction because everything is based on science. Whether or not you agree with that science is up to you. Your minute starts now.
All right, let's do it. We have a lot of work to do. So you bring up Durasteel, yeah, I say magic glass. You bring up laser, I say magic weapons. You bring Jedi, I say space wizard. And yeah, I was prepared of that. We bring up the midichlorians, and you know what? Midichlorians, they're the answers you didn't want to the question you didn't ask. And guess what? When it came out, it was outrageous. Outrageous. I mean,
was unfair.
You try to bring. That's what happened. Basic case when you try to bring science into fantasy, it just doesn't work. You try to bring midichlorians. No, I don't know. It doesn't work.
All right. Colfax, your minute response to the fact that Max looked up everything that makes fantasy and decided to list it all. Your time starts now.
All right, Max. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna look real hard at your discussion and point that it's fantasy because it has a storyline and world building. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of science fiction movies, science fiction like books, comics, media, etc., that all has world building, morals, a main character, a quest, goal, mission. It's all interchangeable, but basically, like, the whole thing was that it has a plot line. Like, come on, if that's what you got for making it fantasy, you gotta come out with something more than that. I think the midichlorians could even beat you on this one.
Right. That is time. Is Star Wars science fiction or fantasy? Why not both? I'll tell you why, because it's Debate Club. And the chat has sided with Colfax by a score of 4-2. So we'll
It's definitely
give...
Western.
Chat says, you would have had it, Colfax, but you didn't bring up droids. Interesting.
Oof.
Interesting. The droids were ignored. That's bold. Bold of you.
I don't need him to win.
Crucial mistake.
I mean, I guess it didn't hurt too bad considering you won that point.
Midi-chlorians.
I can't believe I won it off mentioning midichlorians.
The answer, for the record, that is the greatest statement I've ever heard. The answer you didn't want to the question you didn't ask. That was fantastic.
That's not from me, unfortunately, but it's great.
I'm pretty sure it is from you. I just saw it happen.
You know who said that? Max said that.
Yep. Giving Max credit for that. All right. Question 3. Who is the best background character in Star Wars? And when I told them what I meant by this, I meant wedge level or below. So who is the best background character in Star Wars? Colfax, we're starting with you now. Your 3 minutes starts now.
All right. I'm thinking background characters like, yeah, sure, there's, Skippy the force-wielding robot. Who cares? Come on, like, 5 seconds. Oh, yeah, he blew his motivator cord. Ooh, get over it. For me, I'm going to have to say that, the best background character is going to be Saw Gerrera. Like, he might have, slightly higher visibility than a lot of others, but at least, comparing it to Wedge, I feel like it's pretty similar along the lines in media. But for me, it's just yeah, he's obviously the best. It shows the different sides of the rebellion. You have Mon Mothma, we're just nope, we're better than the Empire. We're not gonna do what they do. We're gonna kill them with kindness. Who cares? Saw Gerrera's coming in here. He's coming in blasting. He's blowing their stuff up. Come on, it's the Saw's Renegades. How can you not look at that and think dude, that's the coolest thing ever? Come on. I mean, also just look at his outfit. He's dude, he looks so cool. And I am talking about the Rogue One one, which, yes, your shirt. But even in the Clone Wars series, still looks pretty darn cool. And you have the scene where he takes the big huff of his rebreather and you get the Darth Vader sound. It's dude, that's sick. So 100%, it's Saw Gerrera for me. It's the down and dirty part of the rebellion. It's the gritty part of it, doing what you have to do to win, and just really getting in there, sinking your claws in, and not letting go, and really doing everything you can to just kick the ever-living crap out of the Galactic Empire. So I'm going with Saw Gerrera. Best background character there is.
All right, Saw Gerrera for Colfax. Timothy, your 3 minutes. Who is the best background character? Your time starts now.
Lies! Deception! Everything more lies! That can be true. I mean, Saw Gerrera, no. But we'll talk about that later. First, what I thought about my favorite background character, I thought, yeah, who would be the B-lister character with the most impressive resume? And that was easy to find. I mean, there is one person that has a resume longer than anyone else combined, and that person is Cad Bane. Yeah, the bounty hunter. And he has done a lot. Let me tell you what he did. First, he is respected by all his bounty hunter peers, and that's just already great. Then, yeah, he's recognized also by high-ranking operatives like Darth Maul, Kondoku, and even Dark Sidious himself that give him job to do. So, I mean, that's pretty a proof of reconnaissance for me. Then he has a lot of achievement. He did single-handedly, he executed successfully a heist in the very Jedi Temple, and he stole a precious holocron alone. Who else could do that? No one. He took hostage senators inside the Senate with all the security and everything, and he did it again. I mean, the guy is so good, and always with his hat, like nothing, it's nothing. Yeah, he's cool. Then he escaped from a high security prison. Yes, not the everyday job. He kidnapped Jedi too. I mean, not everyone can beat Jedis. He even kidnapped the Supreme Chancellor, who is protected by Jedis. I mean, the guy is a big shot. It's not your everyday grunt. And even it's in deleted scene, we can talk about it. He did a 1v1 duel against Boba Fett, and going into a duel 1v1 with Boba Fett, I mean, it's a big thing. So he was supposed to die there, but not because Boba Fett shot him, just because his shot ricocheted on his helmet and killed himself. But unfortunately, that scene is deleted, so he's still alive. Maybe, we don't know. Yeah, kind of mysterious character, but he's very great. And if you need someone for a job, just call Cad Bane.
All right. Cad Bane there. Let's start the poll. Oh, some ability. Thank you so much for the resub. Appreciate it. 5 months, I think. Thanks, buddy. Who won? Who's next?
You decide.
All right, your 3 minutes to vote in the poll starts now. Colfax, you get a minute to respond to Zimitik's Cad Bane argument. Your minute starts now.
All right, Cad Bane the bounty hunter. He's got the hat. He's got the cheek tubes, I guess. He's always wearing them. I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, let's start with the hat. Dude's always wearing his hat. He wears it inside. Number one, that's just rude. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, instantly point to motion. But even past that, with like pulling off the heist, with like, oh yeah, he captured the Supreme Chancellor. It's like, I'm pretty sure the Supreme Chancellor was like behind that whole storyline and missions. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hire him to capture me. Like, yeah, of course it's going to be easy to capture someone who wants to be captured. Come on. And Eva's like, yeah, like, come on. The worst way to go out, killed with his own bullet laser. He shot the helmet. Ricochet killed him. It's like, dude, come on. That blows. That's lame. Cad Bane's lame.
All right. Zimitik, your minute response to Saw Gerrera. I mean, let's be honest right now. You're wearing a Rogue One shirt. You can't hate it all that much. Your minute starts now.
Yeah, it's really not the best character in the movie. Like, you see him like, 5 minutes and he's dead, out of screen. Like, yeah, it was a background character. So yeah, no, but most importantly, in the Clone Wars series, he got his sister killed because he was too dumb, because he brought up the Separatist army on themselves. So yeah, good one, so good. And after that, yeah, he just went on a killing spree for the Rebel Alliance, wrecking everything and making enemies of everyone. So yeah, I guess that's a good way of fighting. But no, if you want to be serious, you can consider Saw Gerrera a good character. And with his breathing machine, it's just a Vader knockoff, as you said. So no, not really impressive. I can't say that.
All right. So there you have it. The arguments there. Cad Bane versus Saw Gerrera. You still got a few more seconds to get your votes in here. We'll see. I really like Cold Hard Facts' argument about the Supreme Chancellor being behind his own kidnapping. That is a good point.
It's really a kidnapping at that point.
It kind of feels like just taking a walk with a friend at that point, being real honest.
That's what I thought.
I
Guys,
think
he was protected by dozens of Jedis, and they were not in the
Darth City's
conspiracy.
powers to weaken them. We all know it.
Yeah, dark magic again.
Navi says, I think they both lose. Neither said jet. This was
too
queued up
easy.
for a jet point, but the chat has spoken, and it says Colfax gets the point.
Stay on target.
Unbelievable.
We're too close. Stay on target.
I'm most surprised you didn't choose Boba Fett in your background as your background character.
Nah, he's 2 background. Like double background. Come on.
Only like one spoken line. Who cares?
He had 2.
And then he died like a chump. Well, he didn't really die. But...
He died like a hero. And if you watched Debate Club last week, did he die?
No, we know he didn't. Oh, I mean, I don't know if I can say that.
All right. Question 4, and we'll start with Zimatique on this one. When the special editions came out in theaters in the 90s, I was hyped because I never got to see the original Star Wars in theaters. But with the special edition came all sorts of changes, many of them considered terrible, like Han getting a really loose neck and dodging a shot fired by Greedo first. But let's not focus on the negative here. I want to focus on the positive. What was the best change in the special edition? Zimatique, your time starts now.
All right. So first of all, a little introduction of what make an army good. For an army to be good, especially ground forces, you need to have trained soldiers and the diverse units that can do every kind of task and missions like exploration, scout, defense, mobility, like, yeah, everything. And what do you need for that? You need reliable mounts. And by reliable mounts, I mean creature you can trust because they will not fail you. And of course, I'm talking about dewbacks. You know, the lizard things that Imperial troops are mounting in episode 4. Yeah, dewbacks. You see them in the desert, you see them in Mosesley City, you see them everywhere. And why is that? You see them because they're very good and useful to the army. They're able to withstand very high hits, so that's kind of convenient on Tatooine. And also, they don't need fuel or electricity to work. They just need water and food, and that's easier to find on a desertic planet. So, yeah, it's very good things to have. And it's very good that in the special edition, they put them everywhere, like going in front of the camera at random points. And so you have big shots. So, yeah, I really like that. And I think that's my favorite things.
All right. Dewbacks, Stickleg says it made that city come alive. Oh, maybe you have a vote there. We'll see. Cold Hard Facts, your 3 minutes. What is the best special edition change? Your time starts now.
The best special edition change. Now, we could go over the dewbacks, but I'm going to save that for my 1-minute rebuttal. But there's so many. There's creepy Ewok eyes. Good God, holy crap. There's so much. There's so many additions. There's more TIE fighters. There's more like flight battles and everything. But like, for me, like the most important and best change that they did to the special editions, like, isn't even in the main movie. It's in the credits. That's right. They finally added James Earl Jones into the credits and crediting him for Darth Vader's voice. Like, that's huge. Like, even just aside of just like acknowledging someone of just like, because how long was it that he wasn't in the credits for it? 30 some odd years, probably. It's been a while. Like, Star Wars wouldn't be the same without James Earl Jones, and just because of that, like, that accreditation of it is just huge. Like, without it, he'd be what, British? Like, come on, we don't. Come on, we don't want a British Darth Vader. Like, even Max can back me on that one. That's right, I'm pulling the French card. We don't want a British Vader. Like,
I don't know.
come on. Like, Luke gets his hand cut off. Like, no, you killed my father. And Vader's like, oh, right, cheerio. No, chap. I'm your daddy. No! And then he dies. Like, come on. It'd be terrible. So I'm going with acknowledging the importance of James Earl Jones and the credits.
All right, full facts. Going with James Earl Jones. Max going with Dewbacks. Both seem to be getting support in chat right now. We're going to open up this poll as soon as I can type it, because I have to type it every time. Oh my God, why? Let me repeat a poll. For the love of God, Twitch.
Rigged.
All right. Polling is open, and while we get that, poll facts. Wait, no, is it? No, you just spoke. We go to Max. Yeah, Max. Your minute rebuttal to James Earl Jones starts now.
Okay. So you're talking about the credit. It's not even in the movie. It's after the movie, and so no, not really a valid point for me. Also, putting the name of James Earl Jones was just confirming by Lucas spewing on David Pro's achievement of the role. So yeah, I'm not sure it's very the best thing he did, like the countless change he made over and over. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, but there is one thing I'm sure. It's that Dewbacks are in Star Wars Legend and James Earl Jones is not.
All right. Colfax, your minute rebuttal to Dewbacks and tread lightly. Your time starts now. You're muted again.
I'll tread as lightly as a Dewback does, which they don't. Like, come on, a Dewback. Come on, it's a big lizard. Oh my, we already have big lizards. We got the big old space Muppet in the asteroid. We don't need more lizards in Star Wars. Get over it. Like, they're big. They're poorly done, if I'm being honest. They're like uncomfortably shiny, and even Max said it. They're everywhere. They're walking in front of the camera. They're getting over everything. It's too much. It's unneeded. It's a big old pile of do crap.
I believe it's called Poodoo. All right, that's time. We got a little more time left in the poll. You guys back Zimatique with the Dewbacks for cold hard facts with adding James Earl Jones to the credits. Fun Star Wars fact: David Prose has beef with Star Wars because he was told he was gonna be the voice, and man, was he not. I don't know if you've ever seen the test footage of him actually saying it, but it sounds ridiculous. It is. I want you to tear the ship in pod by pod until we found them, and bring me the passengers. I want them alive. Also, tell the Queen that I am her loyal subject. All right. The votes have come in, and it looks like it is going to Colfax, opening up that 3-1 lead on Max here. Max, I don't know, man. Might be time to bust out that baguette.
Do I need to? I mean,
listen,
yeah.
Just saying, you can break bread to make friends. And I wonder how much of these questions I've actually missed. Also, neither of you can do math.
Nope.
Colfax was like, it's been out for 30 years. Came out in the 90s. Star Wars is 77. Clearly 20 years. Max is like, I think it's been 412 years.
More or less.
It's been 45. It's not hard. All right. This one, I believe we're starting with Colfax on this one now. Colfax, what is the best musical piece in Star Wars? This could be part of the score, could be an in-universe song, whatever goes here. What is the best musical piece? Your time starts now.
The best musical piece. Now, there could be a lot. Like, I could go with, like, you know, the different scores, Duel of the Fates, Luke's theme, all these different ones. But I want to make sure that I go with something in universe that really expands on what it's like to be in the Star Wars universe. And I'm going to go with none other than Jedi Rock's Lapidi Neck by none other than famed jazz musician Max Rebo of the Max Rebo Band, who famously performed this in Jabba's palace, with the musical stylings of John Yowza, Cy Snoodles, and Droopy McCool, playing it all on his red ball jet keyboard. Like, dude, that's just cool. Like, big old elephant just like rocking out with Jabba, big old furry guy, like, wow. And like Cy Snoodles, we all know it. We all thought it. She's kind of rocking. But yeah, I'm gonna go with like the Jedi Rock. Like, it's also just so much fun. Like, it's important to know that, like, also within this universe, like, it's not all so serious, that they're having fun with their songs. Like, Jabba even requested it twice. I'm sure he didn't get through the second time if Ula kind of ate it in the Rancor pit. But like, come on, like, you get the band together, it's so good. And then Luke comes along and kills them all, makes all those holo records limited edition. That's right. Luke has the worst record in the Star Wars universe. Murders the Max Rebo Band, causing incalculable cultural damage across the Star Wars universe. Jedi Rocks. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, TNA! Max, what is the best musical piece? Your 3 minutes starts now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for some obscure cantina song. I'm gonna go with the real stuff, the one we all know, the scores that are in every single movies, and they are not much, but this one is, because it's the best. It's a great one. And which one it is? Done by the master himself, John Williams. It's nothing else than the Force theme, aka Binary Sunset, aka Luke theme, aka Obi-Wan theme. I mean, just in the name, it's already rocks. I mean, you have Luke, you have Obi-Wan, you have everything in the name. How can it not be the best theme ever? And now, because I don't have like 3 minutes more, I'm just gonna put it on, so Greg is gonna get DMCA'd and I don't have to argue for 3 minutes. Listen to that.
It's getting I think you might have like some like volume thing on it because it's not played. They know the Force theme, don't you worry.
Yeah, but they need to listen it again because it's so good.
Okay. It's not coming through, Max.
Oh, there, my mic.
It's all good. Don't worry. They got a better.
No,
version.
it's fine. I did it on purpose to protect you from getting DMCA'd. I got you.
After you just threatened to get me DMCA'd, so you didn't have to argue anymore. I'm on to you. All right. let's throw up the poll, which I yet again have to do by hand. Twitch when? Mold your service to me and my 30 viewers. All right, poll is open. Who won this one? Poll facts with the Max Rebo band or the Force theme from Zimatique. Poll facts, you get a minute to rebuff against the Force theme. Your minute starts now.
All right, I'll go in on it. Max even brings up itself. It double dips. It gets Luke. It gets Obi-Wan. It's all over the place. It's over too many things. They even called it small. Like, how can it be the best if it's like this small part of it? Come on. Binary Sunset. Lame. It's a lame. Come on. It's a lame name. We got Lapidi Neck. It's easy. Lapidi Neck blows it out of the water. But like, it's done to death. They kept doing it over and over and over again for the movies. But like, man, I'm not feeling it.
It's called a leitmotif.
A light motif. It's too light. Way too light.
All right, Max, your 1 minute rebuttal against Sly Snoodles. How dare? Hey, no sexism here, Max. You treat Sly like you would treat anybody else. Your minute starts now.
Okay, do I just have to remind everybody of that nightmare fuel shot of big lips in your face coming to the screen, singing the song? Oh no, man, I'm not having it. It's horrible. Yeah, no. And do you know what? the genre on that music is literally called jizz. It's not even a joke. How can it be a serious thing? No. So you can't choose that. It's terrible. You would make a great mistake.
All right. Still got a little bit of time left on the voting, but don't make a great mistake, everybody. It is called jizz music. Also popular in the jizz scene was Figure and Dan and the modal nodes responsible for fan favorite The Cantina song. If you read from a certain point of view, you know that not everyone was happy with Figure and Dan's choices to keep pursuing gigs in Wooher's Cantina in Mos Eisley. Also, I don't really like the From a Certain Point of View books. Hot take of my own there. Not that great.
Rag on it.
I mean, in The Empire Strikes Back, they wrote one about the frickin' Tauntaun. Get over it.
Too much stuff. They overdid it.
All right, by an overwhelming majority, this one is going to the Force theme and Zimatique. When the main singer is a honeycomb mascot, you know it's awful.
Gonna take a bit.
That was a good point about the nightmare fuel lips. I have had a couple of nightmares of that myself. Let's move on to question 6. This one actually has potential to be like a decent, real question. Every now and then I get it right. But I have to export it first. I'm stalling for time. Stall. What is the most emotional moment in Star Wars? We can feel a lot of emotions, but what is the most emotional moment in Star Wars? And this time we're going to start with Zimatique. Your 3 minute.
I can hold it.
Starts
No, all right.
now.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of emotional moments. That was hard to decide. In the movies alone, like you can name the battle on Mustafar. It was really tragic. You can name the death of Qui-Gon Jinn. You can name a lot. But for me, it was not even in a movie, because there was something even more powerful than that to me, and it was in the Clone Wars show. And I mean, yes, that season final of Clone Wars really reached the top. It was the best in my opinion. And I'm talking especially about the Order 66 scene with Rex turning on Ahsoka against himself. And that scene is so powerful with the music in the background. And you can see literally tears rolling down his cheeks as he's trying to fight his programming before taking the shot on Ahsoka and giving him his last crucial piece of information before giving it in totally and firing. And yeah, that scene was so powerful. And after that, you have all the clone troopers in the ship, which have their helmet painted as Ahsoka face, trying to murder her. That was so sad and powerful. Sad for the clones that were friends just a moment before, and after that, trying to kill her. Yeah, that was really something that moved me, and I think it was a really emotional moment. You can also add that at the end, when the ship crashed and everyone is dead, you have this like quiet moment with a really faint music where she is gathering the helmets, doing some tombs, like taking a moment to pray on the dead, on the graves, and that moment at the end was really the best. And you were shown that in the end, in the war, the clones really were just pawns and didn't mean anything. And even if they felt like they were people, they were just manipulated into the war, and they were just what they were, clones and nothing else. And that was really an emotional moment.
All right, Simatique saying Order 66 from the Clone Wars Season 7. Cold hard facts. Cold facts. Your 3 minute. What's the most emotional moment in Star Wars? Your time starts now.
Now I'm gonna kind of go down the same vein as Max does, and like one of the most powerful emotions we have like is that like sadness and that like hopelessness and loss. But at least for me, the most emotional scene in Star Wars is gonna be the end of Rogue One on Scarif, and then kind of that whole sequence of like as each character completes what they have to do, and like it just like guts you every single time they get like mowed down, as like K2SO like finally locates the Stardust drive, and they're all kind of like, all right, let's get in here, and it's like K2SO is like, nope, see you, Cassian, like smashes it down, and it gets shot and it's like laying on the floor, and just like I'll admit, I haven't cried about a droid before. I cried there. That was rough. And even going on to like all the different characters, like Bodhi Rope, like finally linking up the cable into the transport and getting it open, of just like, hey, we got to get this out here. He finishes his mission, and it's that like just that dread of just like seeing the detonator roll in and just like, I'm done. And then it blows up, and like it can't cuts away and you see it, but just like it just guts you again. And even with Magva, just after like everyone's dying there, and he's like going through like killing the stormtroopers, just like trying to finish what he does, and finally like again that detonator lands with him too, and just like it just keeps getting you. And then even once they get the Death Star blueprints out, like that's their mission. They did it. And you're always expecting like, yeah, they did it. Everyone gets to go home. Like that's it. They're fun. And the Death Star shows up and just fires off its like super laser, and they're just kind of sitting there on Scarif Beach, where just like they did it, and they just see this huge kind of shockwave coming, and they did what they need to be done. And it's just, God, it's heart-wrenching for me, like honestly. but I'm gonna go with that, where it's just like kind of that dramatic irony of just like they finally got the weakness of what kills them out. So I'm going with the end of Rogue One as the most emotional scene.
All right. Spike Spiegel throwing a third option out there, or sorry, Sticklegs throwing a third option out there, saying the sand monologue. Very emotional. I think you both picked really, really super good picks there. Both of those scenes really get me, I'm gonna say misty-eyed, so people don't think I bawl. Who won? Poll again. Colfax. All right, the poll starts now. Colfax's End of Rogue One. Max's Clone Wars Order 66. Max, you're gonna get a minute to rebuff against the End of Rogue One. Your minute starts now.
Okay, so yeah, you choose a good one. I mean, Rogue One is the best movie, so what can I say? But I have to say that I think mine is a little overused, because in Rogue One, even if it's emotional, it's just about a handful of person. As when it's in the Clone Wars, it's about an entire army, the entire Grand Army of the Republic, going rogue and turning on their friends, their leaders, Jedis, everyone, killing them, and they were just friends a moment before. And that was really tragic and emotional. And I don't think Rogue One ending reached that level of emotion for me.
All right, cold hard facts. Your minute rebuttal to Ahsoka and the End of the Clone Wars Order 66. Your minute starts now.
All right, I mean, you got it too. You picked a really good one as well, but like, it's at least I think it's a bit below Rogue One, where with the Order 66, like Rex gets out, Ahsoka gets out. Like, yeah, the rest of the clones do die, but like, it doesn't quite carry the same weight as like these people that you kind of like got to know, and like, sure, even if it was over just this one movie period, it carries a bigger punch with them all dying, rather than like, yeah, they did it, they made it out, like, awesome. Like, it's sad, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite there with them still surviving.
All right, there we go. Just making sure we didn't get Spectrum there for a second. Looks like we're okay.
I believe in us.
I did get 506 drop frames, but it only represents 0.2% of the frames so far, so I think we're okay. I think we're gonna be all right. Maybe, I don't know. We'll
It's
see.
holding on.
He can hold it. All right. So we got a little bit more time to vote. It's a very close vote. I honestly, I believe you both picked two really good moments there. K2SO saying, he says his final thing and jams it down, and the vault locks.
Yeah, and Chirrut Way walking into the fire too. That was something.
And then that little bromance with Baze too kind of pays off there.
Yeah.
That scene is very emotional, but the whole Order 66 from Ahsoka's point of view, Rex saying fives while he's like shaking and the tear comes down. That is some tough stuff. And you can even pull, like, when she releases Maul, like, how big of a decision is that for her? Like, that's an emotional point where she's just talking to Maul about, like, Sidious's master plan and how they've been played. So it looks like by a score of 6-4, Zimatique has evened up this match.
Making a comeback.
Order 66. Don't call it a comeback. You're tied now, bud. Yeah, there's some really emotional points in Star Wars. I saw earlier in chat, I think it was Epionic who said, or maybe it was Mr. Rocker Crocker, when they faked out Chewie's death.
Oh God!
I mean, that straight up Han Solo dying got me. I teared up in that moment too, when Kylo Ren put the saber through, and like I've known for years that he wanted to die in Star Wars. Like he told anyone he could that he wanted to die in Star Wars, and it still got him. All right, let's move on to question 7. It's now a best 2 of 3 here. As I hit export, come on, buddy. I believe in you. Believe in you. All right, what dead character would be better served by being alive? Now, the way I framed this question to them was not like, what dead character should we see more of? But what dead character, like what character's story would be better served if they were still alive? We're going to start with cold hard facts here. Your 3 minutes starts now.
I mean, that's a hard one. I had to like really go through like a whole list of like characters that are like, you know, died too soon. They like died at like, sure, like might have seemed like the right time then, but like there could have been like so much more that they could have brought forward. But I mean, it's hard, but for me, I'm gonna have to go with Han Solo's Tauntaun on Hoth. And give me a second. It's but no, like it changes everything. Like all that time that like Luke had to like spend out there sitting in these Tauntaun guts, like come on. When he could have been like going back to Echo Base, getting in the back to the tank earlier, could have been ready for the Hoth battle earlier, could have been prepared for Darth Vader. I mean, like, it would have progressed everything else so much better. Like the Tauntaun, like even getting back to Echo Base, you could further the Tauntaun story. Like, dude, that Tauntaun could like get on the Millennium Falcon, sail off in his face, would have been great. But like even like the repercussions of this Tauntaun being okay and getting him back earlier, like Luke could be back sooner. You wouldn't have Han Solo using Luke Skywalker's saber, which like so many people go to is like, oh, that's the one non-Force user to use a saber, and they go nuts of, just get rid of that. Problem solved. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Luke Skywalker gets back, not in the back to tank as long. Like, you don't have like this weird emotions between like Han and Luke and Leia, and we don't get the really awkward Luke and Leia kiss. I think this Tauntaun surviving and bringing him back could have solved a lot of things. Going with Han Solo's Tauntaun.
All right. When you said you were going to do that earlier, I thought that was a joke. I was apparently mistaken.
He did it. What a bad man.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting Spectrum. Wait for it. All right, we're back.
I need to eat some baguette for the Tauntaun.
Some raw Tauntaun. All right, Zimatique. What dead character would better be served by being alive? Your 3 minutes starts now. He chooses baguette and contemplates. Drinks some water out of this R2-D2 mug.
All right, can we stop now? Okay. I think the most, and by a lot, underused character and with the most useless death, by far the Grand Inquisitor. And let me explain. I mean, at first it looked like a great character, but he just died, he just suicide. Why? He could have won easily that fight. I mean, he didn't even need to do that. We learned a little about his background in the comics and in the series, like he was a Jedi before, and he got turned into the dark side by Darth Vader, and things were starting to become a little interesting, and he dies. Why? Why did they do that? And they did that because in the end he was just a placeholder for a later villain that was Tarkin and Vader So yeah, Grand Inquisitor was just there really to take the place in the season 1 of Rebuttal, and when he has done his job, they threw it away and bring in the real stuff, Vader and Tarkin. And that's why I found really sad. I mean, he could have had a future. What would he become? Would he become like a Sith Lord or turn light again because he was a Jedi before? But we will never know. But not later than today. I saw on the internet some theories that are saying that Grand Inquisitor could resuscitate and become a villain in Mandalorian. How cool is that? Grand Inquisitor in Mandalorian. I mean, I want that, but that would be a big retcon, and I'm not sure they will do that because we clearly in the series see him exploding in the ship. So I mean, they bring back Palpatine. They could bring anyone back after that. So yeah, I feel Grand Inquisitor is really the worst death and could have been really great if he had lived.
All right. None of you said Jack again. It's fine. Sure.
He could handle it.
Might have. Maybe he would have been better served by holding it.
But would we have loved Jack as much if we hadn't have if he did hold it?
Yes, we'd love him
Imagine
more.
he would have, if he would have survived, he would have a trash ability in X-Wing.
He would.
And we don't want that.
He would have. What would have? If he had survived, he'd have volunteered to go with them on the shuttle Tidarium, right? And they'd have been like, "Sorry, man, we don't have any seats for you." Wink. And he'd have just been a constant fat joke that entire series.
Oh, that's so right.
All right, polling is open while we get rebuttals. Colfax, your 1 minute rebuttal to the Grand Inquisitor, being the dead character that should be alive, starts now.
All right, the Grand Inquisitor. Like Max even kind of summed it up for me. He was a placeholder. Like he did his job. The job was done. He's ready, and he dies. Like that's it. That's all you really need. Like story completed. But also, I'm pretty sure he comes back as, at least in the Force, comes back as like one of the Jedi guards with like the mask, right? And he like takes it off.
That's a Force vision. He doesn't come back. I see what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's a Force vision.
He comes back in the story, and like he still serves his purpose after being dead. So being dead, that's the right place for him. But I also feel confident in saying that since he used his double lightsaber as a helicopter, he should remain dead.
Oh man. All right. Zimatique, I can't believe I have to say this. Your 1 minute response to Hans Tauntaun. That starts now.
All right. I won't even care about rebuttaling about the Tauntaun. Let's go about the Grand Inquisitor because there is a misunderstanding. I think. I mean, okay, he did the helicopter thing, but before that, he was a temple guard with a double yellow lightsaber. How cool is that? I mean, I want to see a Grand Inquisitor. He have a cool backstory, but we'll never see the end because he's already dead. So no character development beyond that point. So I find that's a little sad. We should have known more about him, about what he would become. And yeah, he's dead. His death really did nothing because just another enemy went in there after him. So no, he should have not died like that.
All right. Betting still has a little bit more open still. Little time. Colfax going with what's the Tauntaun's name? Just out of curiosity. Colfax? Tauntaun's name.
His name's Harry. That's what I just named him.
So he doesn't even have a name, is what I'm hearing.
He could have. If he survived, he could have. But because he didn't survive, his name is Smelly.
Yeah. Do you think they would have made him a leader Millennium Falcon and take them with us in the asteroid field?
Max, I can only dream.
All right. Well, by 5-2, the chat agrees with common sense. It's gonna go ahead and give that one to Max for the 4-3 lead.
That's shocker to me.
Yeah, insane. Speaking of Max, we're gonna start with him in question 8 now. What Star Wars food do you actually wanna eat? What food seems tasty to you, Max? Your 3 minutes. Keep in mind, there's no baguettes or crepes in Star Wars. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Okay, so as you may have noticed, I'm French, so I can be wrong about food.
Wait, what? You're French?
That's in me. That's in my genetic code. So we're talking about food. I'm automatically right. So, do you know things called like delicatessen or meats arrangement, things like that? And I think we need that. From Star Wars, there is one that I really need to try because it looks really good on screen. And if it's half as good as it is hard to get, it should be immensely good because they have to kill a great dragon to get it, because I'm talking about great dragon meat in Mandalorian. You saw when they're roasting the piece of meat in front of the engine? It looks so tasty. I mean, grilled meat like that. Imagine all the things we could do with that meat, all the delicacies, like, I don't know, dry sausage, or like a version of ham but with dragon crate meat. That would be awesome. Or barbecue. I mean, you're from Buffalo, right? Barbecue is your thing. Barbecue with great dragon meat. How cool is that? I mean, I want to try that for sure. Also, what more did I add there? Yeah, smoked meat. You could do smoked meat. And this really looked like the Kobe beef of Star Wars. So I want to try it.
All right.
And that's it.
For the record, our thing is chicken wings, not barbecue. But hey, that's fine. Old hard facts. What Star Wars food do you want to eat? Your 3 minutes starts now.
All right, I could go way back into the deep lore of Star Wars and pick out the small stuff. I'm not saying Max did, but there's a bunch of different things. I could have chosen whatever Jabba eats. That doesn't look appetizing. I will admit there's not a lot of super appetizing things that are in Star Wars that are on screen at least. But for me, I'm going back to the classic, the oldie but goodie, blue milk. Come on, it just looks cool. We got banana milk here, banana flavored milk. There's strawberry milk. There's chocolate milk. I've even had orange dreamsicle milk. It's amazing. It's blue milk. It's gotta be cool. Come on. And Aunt Brew with her space pitchers pouring out the blue milk. Come on, you want to try it? I want to know what it tastes like. Even just milk, it's just it's good. It's good for you. Pick those big old Jedi bones. But then even just going to where Luke was, it Achto, I think is how you say it. Octo. And there's a reason he went there. It's because they got the blue milk cows there. It's no coincidence. It's got to be good for a reason. And I think we all know that if Rey wasn't there, he'd be taking that milk straight from the teat. We all know it.
No, you do not get to ruin Luke anymore.
No, we know it. It's a fact. I bet when no one else is looking, when the fish people aren't looking, that's how he's getting it. He's getting that blue milk straight from the tap.
No.
No, I'm going to go with blue milk. It just honestly, it looks good, and I think it'd be a really interesting flavor to go with.
All right. Blue milk versus crate meat. No one said the feast that Darth Vader lays out for everyone in Cloud City. That was quite a spread. That had grapes. I believe there's a roast turkey involved there. That, I mean, if I were them,
Waste.
I'd be like, after Han shoots and he realizes it's pointless, he'd been like, all right, well, might as well get some of this food. Let's get the poll up. Colfax, Zimatique. Zimatique, your 1 minute rebuttal to blue milk. That time starts now.
All right, so I mean, I don't have to do anything fancy there because first of all, get your facts right because on Hacto, that milk is green and not blue and it looks very disgusting and I don't want to try it. So I'm not sold on that. Also, that blue milk, we don't even know where it's from. It could be from the rat desert in Tatooine or from a bantha, from what we know, or even a dubak because they live on Tatooine. Do you want to drink dubak milk? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't.
Okay. Colfax, your 1 minute rebuttal to crate dragon meat, or should I say crate dragon delicatessen, which by the way, yes, we have meats here, Max. Your minute starts now.
All right, like, yeah, sure, it looks good, but just like, it's just meat. Like, we got meat here. Like, it's run of the mill. Like, sure, it's like the biggest thing is like it's from a big animal. And the desert, it's gonna be gamey. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be probably really gritty. Like, it's not gonna be that good. Like, we got game meat here. We got gritty meat here. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just from something big. The blue milk and green milk, the colored milks, the different colored milks that are in Star Wars, like, it's different. It's new. It's gonna have a whole bunch of different flavors in it. It's like, we drink goat milk here. We drink milks from other things. I drink dewback milk. I give it a shot. 100%.
All right. Time is up. There's a little more time for you guys to get your votes in. I will say this, Max. I've had Gator, which I feel like is the closest thing we've got to Crate Dragon here. And it is, it's not good.
Does it taste like chicken?
It does not. It tastes like terrible, terrible gamey meat. Little more time to get your votes in. What? Gator is good? No, it isn't. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong on that. Sub Hedgehog, where are you coming from with that? How are you gonna be so wrong?
It's lime flavored, Rocker.
Slime flavored. I believe the blue milk is bantha milk, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's dewback milk. I don't know if dewbacks produce milk. Maybe that should have been brought up earlier in our dewback argument.
That would have put the nail in the coffin.
If they do, that's one more point for them. You can resupply on the road.
All right, well, chat gives it 5-4 to Zimatique. But you know what? It wouldn't be debate club if we didn't go to overtime. So I'm giving it to Colfax.
I'm banking on that one.
Last
Outrageous.
question. You might say it's outrageous. You might say it's unfair. But debate club gets everywhere. Last question. We start with Colfax. What is the best lightsaber fight in Star Wars? The best lightsaber fight. Your 3 minutes starts now.
All right, best lightsaber fight in Star Wars. Like, let's be honest. There's a lot between like the Clone Wars, the Outside Media, the original series, the prequels, the sequels. There's so many different lightsaber fights, but I'm going to one of the original controversial movies, The Phantom Menace. And I'm gonna go with the Duel of the Fates with Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, that one always had this huge impact on me, where it's just like, they're standing off in the hangar, Darth Maul lights his saber, and then, like, just blows your freaking mind. He lights the other half of the lightsaber. And, like, if that's not the coolest shit you've ever seen, like, come on. That's the first double-sided lightsaber. Like, that just blows you out of the water. And just, like, he's got this cool look to him, and they both, like, they both get at it, and he's holding his own against two Jedi, and, like, it goes back and forth, it goes past through into the hangar, into, like, fuel rod cells, bunch of energy, bunch of Naboo energy, and, like, it's cool staging. The scene set is cool. Obi-Wan gets knocked off, he's hanging there for a while, and Qui-Gon Jinn is just kind of like 1v1ing him. And then we get to the kind of like the energy ratio things, and that's so I thought this was just so cool. Part of it was like they finally get trapped. Qui-Gon's on one side, Obi-Wan's way back there, whatever. Maul's there, and it shows like the duality of these two duelists, where like it closed down. Qui-Gon Jinn, he sits down, he chills, he waits. Maul, he's just like pacing back and forth. He has like that dark side energy flowing through him. He's impatient, but like even as soon as it goes, like Qui-Gon Jinn's ready. He just like keeps that facade of like being calm, being cool, level-headed, and like the important thing is like it isn't just like boom, that's it, it's done. Qui-Gon Jinn dies. Like, dude, it was a huge blow to you. Was like Obi-Wan trapped behind the field, and this like kind of like gut-wrenching scene, just like, oh no. And Obi-Wan comes out, and he's mad too. And it shows this kind of like this like cracked mask of it. And he's going in with like anger, and he's going after Darth Maul, and then he just it gets kicked down the vent. He finally forces Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber back to him, flips over Darth Maul, pretty sick, and cuts him in half, and he falls down the well. And then it's so cool. Duel of the Fates, Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, 100%.
There it is. Zimatique, your 3 minutes. What is the best lightsaber fight? Your time starts now.
All right, so I must say when choosing that, I really hesitated because Ahsoka versus Maul in the Clone Wars, the duel was really high in my ranking, but I couldn't let the other one, which is in my heart forever, which is in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan versus Anakin, and it's absolutely the best. Why? Because it's the master versus the apprentice. It's the culmination of all the 3 movies of the prequels in one duel. They're fighting together after spending so many years training together. And you can see in their combat styles, in their fighting styles, they're exactly the same. They train together, they're fighting the same, they're giving each one a strike, and the other one is doing exactly the same thing. It's really taking, and the emotional charge in that scene is so great because you have Anakin turning into the dark side and Obi-Wan there trying to kill him, trying to maybe bring him back. We don't really know until the end, and you have all this thing happening with the projections of lava everywhere, the colors, you have some yellow, some red everywhere, reminding of the Sith color that Anakin is turning into. Also in his eyes, you have that yellow color towards the end, meaning that he's turned into a full Sith, and that alone is so powerful in my mind. And yeah, until the end, that scene is great. All the acrobatic movements they're doing, it's so dynamic, not like other fights we saw we have seen like in the original trilogy, like the very slow-paced Vader versus Obi-Wan. Even it's iconic, it's a little slow-paced, but there it's all going about speed, jumping everywhere. They're fighting here and there, and yeah, it's really really great to see, really great for the eye, and that music too in the background, Battle of the Heroes, that is playing is adding to the scene even more. And when they meet each other and there is a powerful lava behind, yeah, it's definitely the best. And at the end, when Anakin is burning on the ground and Obi-Wan turn away, yeah, it really has these powerful emotional things going on.
All right. There it is. Let's open the poll. Both good answers. I mean, both just really, really, those are two of my favorites, to be real honest. Although I will say, even though everyone hates Dooku versus Yoda, I marked out so hard for that. When Yoda dropped it and picked up the lightsaber and was starting to do flippy shit all over the place, I was like, I am so into this. All right, the poll is up. Who won that, and thus who won the debate? But we get a little bit of rebuttal time. Colfax, your rebuttal against the Duel of the Heroes. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
Battle of the Heroes.
Battle of the Heroes. Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Your minute starts now.
Now, I'm not going to belittle it. It's pretty sweet. Like, we got that. But it's not quite there with Duel of the Fates. Like, I don't know. It's 1v1. It's the duelist. It's, that's what we've kind of seen through all the other movies before. Sure, it's different characters with like a lot more emotion with it, but it's nothing really new. And even just like looking at the final scene, we're just like, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground, and then Anakin just like jumped and loses three out of 4 limbs. I'm gonna count the hand again because I feel like he loses more off that arm. And then like Obi-Wan's like, I love you, Anakin. You are my brother. Well, see ya. You're gonna burn to death now. And then deuces out. Like, all right, Obi-Wan. See ya, man. That's cool.
Right. And Max, your minute to go against Duel of the Fates starts now.
Yeah, I'm sure. These both scenes are top tier for sure. But there are some things in Duel of Fate that bother me. And first is that ray shields you mentioned. Yeah, because the fight is going very sweet. They're fighting 2v1. Everything is going great for them. And then conveniently they're separated by ray shield and they can only fight one-on-one when the other one is looking. And sure, not predictable at all. One is killed while the other one is behind the shield. Yeah, great, well done. Yeah, we did not see it coming. So sure, it got that little angry things to Obi-Wan, so he killed Maul. But even then, it didn't do anything because Maul comes back later in the show. So yes, in the end, this scene just didn't do anything. Qui-Gon died and Maul is back. But sure, you have some nice. You have the dual lightsaber going on, so that's nice. But now everyone has a cool saber. I mean, Kylo Ren has his Guard thing. You have a lot of people in the extended universe. We should have double lightsaber. So I think that's not.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. The poll ended 5-5. Unreal. Duel of the Fates versus Obi-Wan v. Anakin, Battle of the Heroes. Oof. Listen, this is not easy. I think though that the emotional moment is Battle of the Heroes. That is the culmination of the entire series, whereas Duel of the Fates is the beginning of the series and maybe what endears you to Qui-Gon, maybe what endears you to Obi-Wan. But that is the payoff of everything built up in it. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Zimatique has the high ground and has won Star Wars Debate Club for March 29th with the point. But you both did extremely good. That was a lot of fun.
That was great, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you had...
That was some good stuff.
They were really good.
Now, as is tradition here, sometimes because people get to answer before you, you don't get to go with your first answer, or maybe you're playing it up a little bit. So let's get our real answers for all these questions. Running it down real fast. We'll start with Colfax. If Star Wars was released today, do you think anyone would care, Colfax?
Honestly, I don't even know if I can answer that because so much of today is like built upon it. Like it's this cultural like cornerstone. But
Sure.
like if I would just like hazard a guess, sure, probably.
All right, fiction or fantasy?
Fiction.
Background character.
I'm gonna go with Saw Gerrera. I think Saw Gerrera is like super cool.
Special edition change.
Special edition change. Honestly, I did actually like the dupacks. I thought they were cool.
Not the windows in Cloud City. I mean, come on. Fucking window? Jesus Christ, people.
It's that
The best musical piece. I know you actually do love Max Rebo, so I'm assuming.
Do, but that's not my actual answer. My actual answer is from Solo, Imphy's Nest music with the vocalizations in there.
Oh, all right. Most emotional moment in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, actually Rogue One, like 100%.
Yeah.
But like Max, like knocking out of the ballpark there with 66.
True. Dead character served by living.
Honestly, Biggs.
Jack.
I mean, Jack. Oh my goodness, Jack. Jack Porkins.
Biggs is a good answer, but I think that was good for Luke too. Like I don't mind that he died, but I would kind of like to see maybe that friendship foster a little bit, something to ground Luke back to that.
Yeah.
Food. This is stupid. There's not a lot of food in Star Wars, but yeah.
But I think it would be cool to try blue milk. I'd go for it.
Best cinematic moment.
I'm actually gonna go with a Holdo maneuver where she
the beautiful shot.
It was
Absolutely
amazing.
gorgeous.
Where she light speeds into the supremacy. Like that was like in the movie theater, just like holy crap.
Yeah, the sound's going off and then the sound.
Mm-hmm. So
Nice.
Holdo maneuver.
Yeah, that is a beautiful shot. Best lightsaber fight.
I actually Duel of the Fates with Darth Maul.
Duel Fates, nice. All right, Zimatique, do you think anyone would care if Star Wars released today?
No, I don't know. I think it depends on the fashion, the trend of the moment. I think now we're more superhero vibe, like with Marvel and everything. I'm not sure space-based things could work in this time.
I think it might be like a cult classic type thing, but I don't think it reaches anywhere near the level of a Marvel movie today.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, a lot of lugs going for it too.
Science fiction or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Yeah, I think it's fantasy.
Magic.
Yeah, it's pretty clearly grounded in fantasy to me. Best background character?
Still Cat Bane. He's really cool with his hat.
He's a very cool character. Special edition change. I know you had to look up a bunch of them today, so I don't know if you have any.
Yeah, maybe not dewbacks. I think probably the change they did to the Emperor hologram, because the first one was really bad.
Yeah, the first one is that's a good change. That is actually Empire Strikes Back is the least touched of those. I think the Empire hologram, the hologram for the Emperor, and clouds in windows at Cloud City are really the only changes they made. The Wampa.
Oh yeah, they did something on the Wampa, I think too.
Yeah, they had like Wampa scenes, didn't
think not sure. I know there's a deleted scene where 3PO tears down the sign of the Wampa thing. What dead character would think better served by living?
At first, I was wanted to go with Asajj Ventress because I don't like that she just died off screen in a book when they cancelled the Clone Wars in the first place, and I think she was a really interesting character towards the end, where with her redeem things, her going to the good side, helping Ahsoka and everything. And I wanted to see more of that, and she just died in a book.
I want to change my answer now.
Best cinematic moment.
What did I? For me, it's the Scarif space battle, and
that battle's awesome.
The space battle, and more specifically the two Star Destroyer colliding each other. It's so great, that shot. I love it. And
For dead character, my answer would be Tally. I instantly fell in love with her instantly, and we got like none of her. We got nothing.
You see her like 10 minutes is the film, and she just died.
Yeah, she's in it like 2 seconds. But like, I don't know, that it was a really gravitating character that we got none of. Max, what food?
Still going with the meat.
Okay. I think that buffet that Vader left out would be still the question. Also, I saw roast pork in the chat. I gotta admit, that looked pretty tasty. Max, best lightsaber fight. I'm assuming you picked the one you actually thought was the best.
All I said was true. I think I really like the Ahsoka and Maul one in the Clone Wars. Still going with episode 3.
Yeah, I like that fight a lot especially because it intercuts with Yoda Palpatine, and I'm not I really like Yoda Palpatine's fight. I don't like how it ends. I do think he goes out kind of like a bitch, but
a little anticlimactic, yeah.
Yeah, I know they justify it more in the novel. Like, he realizes he can't beat him, so he realizes what he has to do. He has like a forced premonition of what he needs to do, but yeah. So that is where I stand, guys. If you want to be Porgs were born out of necessity. They were. Sub Hedgehog, that's a good point. So the island they were filming at, these birds, I forget what type of birds they are, kept flying in the scene. And they didn't want to edit them all out, so they just literally made a Porg to like justify a reason why these birds were always flying in the background scene. Puffins. Thank you, Stick Legs. They were puffins. And they turned it into what some would say is a merchandise powerhouse. As I'm stalling because the person I want to raid is having some technical difficulties and is restarting their raid. Restarting their stream right now, so we're just literally stalling there. If you guys want to be a part of Debate Club, go into our Discord, !Discord. And there's a little thing you can react to sign up for it. I would love to have you. It might not always be Star Wars. I'm thinking about trying to get some other streamers in here to do like sitcom debate club, to do like food debate club, shit like that. I don't know if that's something you guys might be interested, or if we should stick to Star Wars. But I feel like if we hammer Star Wars long enough, eventually the questions are going to be like, hey, on page 3 of the original script, when it says Luke Starkiller, should he have just kept that name? Like, shit that no one would care about? Stuff like that. Colfax, what do you think of, have you flown any of the new X-Wing ships?
Yeah, I actually flew Hera, Ahsoka, and one more. Charbet. I didn't really get Charbet off too much, but like just Hera being able to hand out those tokens is amazing. And with Ahsoka, like I coupled it with a B-Wing, and so like since B-Wings love being stressed, and Ahsoka to give out abilities like actions while stressed, like it's bonkers good. Like it's super powerful. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Timothy, have you flown any of the new stuff?
Yeah, not really. I really just flew Vader Defender as of now. Spoiler, it's very bad. Don't
is.
play that.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
For the cost, at least. But yeah, it's not working.
I have
I
flown...
really want to.
But,
Yeah.
but
No, I really want to fly the Goran Striker stuff and also the new, no, like Interceptor, Gideon Ask and for Saber. I think that's good too. I saw that the other day.
I did a game with Laurier with sensitive controls, so like kind of that Guri advanced sensor barrel roll thing happening. That's a lot of fun, but I haven't found like a list that really goes with it. I feel like he's more of a filler ship than anything.
Yeah,
I have flown the A-Wings. They're very good. They're just straight up very good.
I'm
And
not
of
really
course,
sold on the sensitive control yet, especially since it costs 2 points. It says the 0 point was a mistake, so it's back to 2 points. And yeah, I don't. It's like a weird declog, but you lose the double reposition. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, because vectors are what, 1 point?
vectors are 2. No, they're 1.
1 or 2, but
They're 1 point, yeah.
but they're
I think
surely
vector
better.
cannons are also good. I think they're fine. But yeah, Hera's great. Ahsoka is great. Sabine is insane for 37 points. And having Concordia and Fearless built in, like that is insane. It's literally an insane ability.
It's stupid.
Wedge is still good, turns out, even though he's only rolling 2 dice, still good. Hera is insanely powerful. We've already seen her do some crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Passing the tokens, yeah.
I mean, I think, do you think Kyle Katarn makes a comeback here? With Hera's ability? Holdy Crow, hold on to 2 focuses. Pass a focus at the start of engagement. Hera could end up with focus target lock, focus evade. 2 focuses
I
to
don't know.
deal out.
Rebels have a lot of way to pass to focus, like Esege to K2 or Gavin. I think the most efficient currently is Gavin. This is the one you see in every list. Because yeah, he's on a good chassis and he has a great ability.
But you mean, are you talking about Garvin or Gavin?
Garvin, sorry, Garvin, the X-Wing.
Yeah. His focus. I mean, that's unlimited. That's unlimited. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And he can pass it back to Era, pass it again. It's
Yeah.
I think there's enough like focus passing that like doubling down on Kyle Katarn is just like moot at that point.
But the Hawk meta, I'm telling you, 5 scum
On
Hawks,
the other hand,
five name scum Hawks with FTC. I'm telling you, once and for all, it is the meta. It is what it is.
I love it.
All right,
be
guys.
scared, guys. Be scared.
We're gonna raid this guy. He's pretty cool, and he's a Chelsea fan, so gotta give it up for that. Throw up the Ewok horns when you get there. If you want, give him a follow. Find it entertaining. Should be fun. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for 3 big games. Max will be playing. I'm looking forward to it. Should have a good time, and we'll see you later. Have a good night. And I said the good night thing too early, and I forgot the raid takes 10 seconds. And now I gotta fill that 10 seconds. It's like, oh, look at me. Look at me, the dirty asshole, just trying to fill this time up. All right.
Can't you do it just immediately, instantly?
All right, guys, we're gonna send you over. Have a great night, and we'll see you Tuesday.
There it goes. That's good.
Yeah.
That was great.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I must say I was not confident at first because I had to do it in another language, and sometimes it's hard to find words or things like that. But yeah, it's still very fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time.
I hope I spoke intelligible